regard. They're making strides.
Again, I think that's where, again, the transfer of how you've practiced into doing it as you've been a complimentary player to come out and play in a competitive full game where some guys spit the bit out is the concern.
Yeah.
You look at not just the linemen that you lose, but you lose, those 4 linemen, the 3 receivers. You basically lose where Brody's playing, Jermaine's playing. Now Sam's, you lose a significant amount. So there's about 4 guys of significant contribution the other day that were in their spot of about last year, about 16, 18 guys playing. So there's a significant amount of turnover. But again, I have confidence in their talent. I don't have confidence in how they performed. And that's where I have to look at our preparation, what I'm calling, our direction as a staff and what we're doing. And then are we trying to do too much with this crowd? Are they not ready for that? And if that's the case, we are in the process of evaluating that and making corrections, thoughts, direction. Same thing with the players. We have some guys, and it'd be one thing, and that's what I'm saying, if Cameron Kinney would have played a lot as a first-game guy, like Jarvis Jones' first game, he made some glitches, but you can live with that because that's his first time playing. But when you're an older senior, junior, 4th year, 5th year guy and not playing at a championship level, I think on offense we had maybe three or four guys we thought had a winning grade. You're not going to move the ball, let alone then all the negatives that go with it. So,
do you remember in 05? I'm sure you do. Bob came out and talked about entitlement. All these new linemen. Hey, I'm next. I get to come in here and I'm playing next. He talked about a sense of entitlement. Did you sense any of that this summer or this preseason?
I sensed. I don't want to say that, but I sensed from spring with some of the things being made that those guys weren't ready for it, and that's why again I think as we went through preseason, we've kind of gotten the tight ends and kind of worked that as a collective group. Because I felt one of the strengths of the group with Matt Clapp and Brody and Jermaine that tight end group could bring some leadership. So we've kind of tried to make that a collective up front group. And that's where, again, I think, I've seen and have some confidence and appreciate how they've worked. But, again, when you don't perform, I keep going back, there's 2 reasons why, and we're going to figure out whether it's what we're doing or who we're doing it with.
So, speaking of Matt Clapp, the 3rd down, 3rd and 6, I think, handoff to him, that was a little bit surprising. He's not your most decorated playmaker. Was that a 4-down situation where you were going to gain 3 here and gain 3 there?
Close, and then also it was a situation that was when we had Moses in the backfield, but Matt in where we were going to go from a big set because we started with the big set with Clapp and Moses, and then the next play we were in a spread set with Clapp in the backfield. We were trying to do a set of Moses and a big boy set, and then Moses spread out at receiver. And when it got to, again, I thought live it was 3rd and 5. It was 3rd and 6. I thought we could slam it up in there, and we had a blocking penalty that would got us, but we had a missed assignment that cost the play not to be there. So,
did you look at it when it was done and say, "What the heck? What happened?"
No, just that was a direction of personnel grouping and trying to go, and that's where I said maybe again we will not huddle up, but maybe that's where with our tempo going too fast. Let's slow down, change personnel. We're in a personnel grouping with the big guys, and I thought it was, again, closer to 3rd and 4 or 5. It's more close to 3rd and 6, and I probably should have got the little guys out there and ran one of our more intermediate passing plays.
Brian Simmons said at halftime you guys were ahead, but it felt like because Sam had just got hurt.
It was a morgue. It was a total morgue. It was a concern. I was a cheerleader for 10 minutes. We're winning. Open your eyes. Get a little spunk here. Let's go. This is why we practice hard for great games. Let's go. And I don't know if it's because of Sam or because we weren't, I think our guys, we're going to come out and let's roll, and we weren't. And maybe it's Sam's issue. I didn't hear anyone specifically talking about Sam. We weren't having conversations. They were just sitting there looking like a frog on a log. Let's go. It's half. We're in a game. Let's go. Get a look in your eye. Let's go. We're playing ball. We're in good shape. Let's go. And that was disappointing. We got some guys, again, you're talking about a guy, that guy I'm talking, he's a 5th-year player. He was just sitting there. Well, he's a senior. Let's be a leader. Let's get it going.
Did you have an emotional gut reaction when Sam was hurt, or were you locked in game plan?
I was in the game. And same deal. Again, it happened, I don't have time to sit there and reflect, until post. And okay, now, but the time, like, hey, we got to, it's happening too fast. What do we got to do? What's our direction? You need some assertiveness and direction on what we're doing. And, again, I think, again, we're sitting there. Brody's getting an IV. Jermaine's out. Sam, I'm looking like, hey, those guys aren't here, guys. Let's go. What are you doing? So that was a concern.
Do you sense that with Sam having a chance to come back, that the team, if it was a morgue there, do you sense that might be an uplifting thing?
It'd be, well, it was a morgue offensively. Again, because we're on two different sides too now. So
Right,
the locker room and the morgue, the guys I'm looking at.
Okay, but
You know.
but now that he has a good possibility of coming back, do you think that is a motivating factor, a lift up for you?
It would definitely be a lift up. But again, I also think based on how the guys played and what I saw yesterday, I think it was a lift that the guys had that they saw Landry play in a positive way too, and I think that gives some guys confidence that, you know, again, we've still got a good football team. Now, we're going to have to rally up. We're going to have to play great. We cannot put that ball on the ground. We cannot have all these penalties and missed assignments and get behind chains. Because, again, we go through every year saying, look, when you get a penalty, how many times you score on a drive? Because we chart that per year. When you have a missed assignment, when we drop a pass, what's our odds of scoring on this drive? And we put that in front of them every year. Well, the other night, it was every drive, penalty, missed assignment, drop ball, every drive. And your odds of scoring are significant when it happens once. We didn't have one drive without any of those glitches. So that's where, are we doing too much? Who are we doing it with?
Do you remember thinking, I wish we had Jermaine here
No.
throughout the game? I would call this play if we had Jermaine.
No. I mean, I knew he wasn't. I knew he wasn't. So, but again, that being said, you know, again, that might affect. And again, you know, Wednesday, you got hurt halfway through practice Tuesday. Wednesday morning, thought, okay, a day or two might go. Wednesday night, he's not. Okay, now, by that time, the game plan's in. And we're kind of polishing Thursday and walking through Friday playing. So we went far enough down the road. This is where we're at. We're not turning around. Here's the cards. We got to play it. We still had a chance to win, even as ugly as it was with the cards. Okay, now we've had a chance. If he's out, do we need Brody back or not? Can we afford Brody out there? What group personnel groupings do we emphasize? Are we in 2 and 3 tight end sets or not? Are we spread out more? Are we in 2 backs more? And so those are all the things, again, because we are a significantly different team Sunday a.m. than we were coming off the field Wednesday. You know, coming off the field Wednesday when the game plan was done. We are significantly different 3 days. So now we have a chance, okay, where we're going, what we're doing. And that doesn't mean there's wholesale changes or huddle, but what do we emphasize and who we're doing with, and here we go. So it's not a big deal as much as a direction and emphasis of what we need to do to give ourselves a chance to win this week and the weeks to come.
You said after the game that Landry impressed you with the way he handled himself in the locker room.
He was the only guy in the locker room talking at halftime. He's the guy that gathered them up, you know, and the guy hadn't said much, which was pretty good. I don't know what he said because I was walking out, getting up to the box, but he's the guy that brought the offense up. And again, like I said, I thought he had a look in his eye and some confidence, and he had some zip on the balls. And, you know, I mean, even like the last play, we break down in protection. He steps up and gives us a chance. It was a competitive play and would have been a hard catch, but, you know, he wasn't looking at the rush. He didn't have big eyes. He tried to make a play and give us a chance. It's 2nd down and 10, and we drop a pass. It's 3rd down. Everybody talks about that. What's 2nd down and 10 before we jump off sides? And we drop a pass on a ball that's going to get us down in about the 26 or so.
Were you disappointed? Coach Stoops has talked about, you know, a bunch of different guys being leaders on this team, not just your captains. Was it disappointing with Sam gone and Jermaine gone and Brody getting the IV that you didn't have that leadership step up in the locker room and get everybody going, and it had to fall to a redshirt freshman who never played? Well,
but again, there's different ways of leading. Some guys lead by just their attitude, the way they look, and they don't need to say a lot. So there's different ways of that. So. But again, it was whether it was I don't know if it was Sam or the performance, but it was like, no, again, we are here 10-7, and I'm sorry this is a close game, but we're winning and we got a chance. Let's go win this game. And so that was, I think again, we're scoring 40, 50, 60 points there. I mean, winning 3-0 is a win. A win's a win, and I've been of the winning 3-2 is good. If you can't, 3-2. If you guys score 53 and it's 53-52, that's great too. You got to win, and Landry gave us a chance to win. But again, I was disappointed that we get into a tough game, and we're going to play with the lack of discipline, concentration, casualness with the ball. Those are things that get you beat. Those things got us beat. Now, BYU played well, but those are the things that got us beat Saturday. You saw,
Game. Did anybody show passion or anger or any of that stuff?
I just gathered them real quick. I didn't hear, there wasn't a lot of player talking, and they might have had a little bit after we broke from them. I just, it was complete effort by everyone, starting with me and our direction on offense, and All I know is if that's what we were doing, it needs to be a lot better, and it'll be a lot better tomorrow. And that's where my approach, and that needs to be your approach. And here we go. So, I mean, it wasn't a whole lot of rhetoric. I mean, it wasn't negative, and there wasn't a lot of, throwing or ranting or raving or anything. It was just from coaches or players or anything. So, but they didn't have a chance. Bob spoke, then I spoke to them and got a break, and everybody got with their position guys. So it wasn't really a group player deal.
If it was a morgue, did Bradford become a preacher? Did he get involved at halftime, or was he too involved in his deal?
He was getting looked at in the observation room. He wasn't even there.
Some of the players said that they felt like there was a little, I don't know what the word for it is, but some of the guys were a little bit down at the beginning of practice yesterday, and Gerald stepped up and said some things. They said they picked it up after that. Is that what you saw?
Mm-hmm. He started like, hey, let's go now, and post-practice running, and the coach complimented, to play 60-some snaps. He's the first guy running the sprints in his group, setting a tone, and that's where, again, leadership's best coupled with performance. And, again, offensively, when you perform as poorly as we did across the group, I think it was hard for anyone to step up and be a good leader. That's why probably Landry probably was as comfortable with anyone. He hadn't made any plays yet, so let's go. Let's get this thing rolling here. So,
Is he more comfortable shotgun or under center?
I think gun. I think it's his high school background,
You mentioned that you like the way Brandon Caleb played. Do you think he'll see more playing time in the coming weeks?
Well, again, he's the first guy when we go three wides, and Ryan goes into the slot. But I mean, it was nice because, again, he's a guy that has been a bit of a complementary type player, and to be very consistent and make some competitive plays and play very, very, very hard was good to see. So I think that if he'll continue, he'll be rewarded. And that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to get more balls or less. That's play calls and coverage sometimes, but he earned the right to play a strong amount. Played well.